Good morning, good morning, good morning. Good morning. I am your host, Lizzy Morris, and I'm so excited this morning to be here with you on the second day of our celebration of Black History Month. And yesterday, it was wonderful. I had my colleague and friend April on the show with me. She wasn't able to make it today, but I believe she will be popping in later on this week and throughout the celebration that we do, where we're going to be looking at the whole concept of, kind of celebrating where we are as a race of people, the journey that we go through, and how the lessons we've learned from that journey, we can help others from those lessons, like share some of those lessons to help everybody's life journey be that much better. So today, I want to bring us to a moment of gratitude. And what I want us to focus on today is the concept of being grateful around the ability to be able to continue. So think about where you are right now, think about where you've been, and think about where it is you would love to be in the future. Like, think about continuing. What's your continuation? What is the next step? And that's what I want us to focus on today is the next step. Good morning to all my Instagram family there. Sweets and I Bowman, thank you so much for joining me this morning. So we're going to think about continuing. So I want you, as we go into this meditation today, to just think about why you're grateful that you're able to continue. Like, what is it? What are those things in your mind when you think about everything you've gone through, everything you've passed? Why are you grateful that you can continue? I want you to be in that moment for a while and just think about why you're grateful that you can continue. Let's be grateful. Good morning, guys. Good morning, good morning, good morning. So today I'm going to be talking about continuing and using some quotes from Malcolm X. And I wrote an affirmation today about the ability to be able to continue and to be able to transition, because I think that's vitally important. Because if we don't allow ourselves to do that, allow ourselves that time to be able to really just kind of say to ourselves, I know a lot's going on. I know there's a lot of pain sometimes in certain situations. And sometimes that pain can seem like it's right now in this moment. But allowing ourselves to reach past the pain, to think past the pain, and think to our tomorrow, and allow the value in the tomorrow to be enough of a magnet to pull us to continue even when we don't feel like we can. Because there are going to be times, there are going to be days when we don't want to move forward. And when we think about our history as a people, we have found the moxie somehow. We have found it to continue. We talk a lot about the struggle, but sometimes we don't talk to the power behind continuing regardless, that we've had the power to keep walking, the power to keep pressing, the power to keep doing. So that's what I want to focus on today on my morning show. That's going to be the focus, is let's continue it and let's inspire each other to continue. So today I am grateful that I can keep thinking thoughts that keep me desiring to move forward, keep me wanting to see the dreams that are ahead. And in seeing them, then I can begin to work towards them, because I'm choosing for myself to move forward and transition. Transition says I may not be there right now, but it's my plan and it's my intention, and I'm currently in the act of progress, which is why I say I'm transitioning. So join me. So thank you for taking that moment with me to just pause and kind of sit in that gratitude of being grateful that we can actually be at a place where, regardless of what's going on, we have an option. This is why we really have to be grateful. We have the option to be able to choose to move forward. We have the option to be able to keep it going. It's an option that we have. We can move forward or we could not move forward, but it's an option. And we're taking that option today to keep it moving. And I want to inspire you to keep it going. See, when we think about the word transition, transition lets us know we're at a place right now, but it's not the place we want to be. We're in the mode of making progress, but we may not yet be at the outcome of our progress state. So we have it in our mind that I want to get to here. This is where I'm trying to get to, right? So I'm trying to get myself down the road 10 miles, but currently I'm only in the half mile. But I'm in progress to my transition. I'm no longer a half mile back. I'm a half mile forward. So in my thinking and in my talking, I'm going to talk to the forward movement, not talk to the past. Now, a lot of times when we are where we are, it's easy to look to the past to say it's impossible to move forward, or to just stay in the past and meditate in that space and think about all the struggle. But I would like to offer up to you this morning that when we look at Black History Month and we see the progress and the strides that have been made, if it were just sitting in the struggle, if it was always only focusing in the struggle and never focusing to the value of the future, then there would never have been any transitions made. There would never have been a point in time where we could have said, look at where we have come and look at where we can go, because we have evidence of the transition. I was looking at some quotes that I wanted to bring to you and offer up today. And I thought, well, who's a good person to use some quotes from? Um, and I thought, I would go for somebody who many people kind of consider to be an extreme radical, and very, very controversial, right? So I thought, yes, I kind of feel that's somebody I want to refer to. And it's not somebody I've ever used in a reference point before, but there's some really interesting quotes um, that this particular gentleman had made in his life that I think resonate very much today, and even align to the concept of inspecting and adapting. Even though at that time that concept wasn't out there and didn't have an articulation behind it or a formalized framework, you could see that he had that point of view of taking where the moment was now and looking at where this moment could bridge you to. A lot of times we don't allow ourselves to see where the pain and the experiences had bridge us. But here's a quote that Malcolm X made. He said, all of our experiences fuse into our personality, and everything that ever happened to us is an ingredient. So we think about authenticity and about bringing all of ourselves to the table and allowing ourselves to be vulnerable. However, we often don't realize that every experience has brought us to who we are in today. Every single experience. Remove the label of whether the experience was good. Remove the label of whether the experience was bad. Remove the label altogether and just look at the fact that it was an experience that, as he said, fused into your personality, fused into who we are today. Everything that I am in this very moment is a sum total of all the experiences I've been in. Current experiences, past experiences. The key is, what do I do in my today with all of these experiences? How do I allow myself to grow and to reach? What do I do? Because that's the key. I have now all these learnings, I have this toolkit. What do I make from these tools that will add value to my life and add value to others? Because that's what we're talking about when we're talking about doing this thing called this journey of life, right? Understanding it's not an easy journey, but it's a doable journey. It's not easy to be the people others don't understand or others despise. That's not an easy. Nonetheless, having gone through those experiences, having been the brunt of jokes or being the one's fingers have been pointed at, have fused into what has become the Black culture around the world. It's fused the personality of that culture. Yet, success, inspiration, creativity on levels that surpass understanding have come out of these people. They have produced amazing things. And I say they because I want to not just stand in it myself, but allow myself to be agnostic, to paint you the frame, to give you the tour of Black history in a little segment of inspiration to understand amidst everything, there is still a continuance of moving forward, of being more, of striving more, of growing. There's another quote that Malcolm had that I thought was quite poetic. There's no better than adversity. Now, isn't that an interesting thing to say that, oh my gosh, adversity is great? But let's follow the thought. Every defeat, every heartbreak, every loss contains its own seed, its own lesson on how to improve your performance the next time. That just, this one just kind of blew my mind. I'm like, oh my gosh, right there. That's being empirical. That's inspecting and adapting to make your life better, to take this moment, no matter what the pain is. And it's interesting that he used different types of expressions of pain, heartbreak. So heartbreak can come from so many things. Heartbreak can come from being in love, not being in love, trusting, having your trust refuted. Heartbreak from you put all your expectation into something happening and it didn't. It can come from loss, something you've held dear, someone you've held dear, a job, something you've worked towards, and now it's gone. You've tried, you fought, but you didn't win. You experienced defeat. These are three elements of adversity that are on this journey called life. At every point in life, at some place in the juncture of this journey, you are going to experience defeat. At some point, you are going to experience loss. At some point, you're going to experience heartbreak. In fact, all three could happen in exactly the same moment. Nonetheless, pause. Take the pause and allow yourself to take the seed from the moment. That is such a huge thing to say, and it's not an easy thing to do. But if we are talking about continuing, we're actually talking about growth. We're talking about getting to a place as an individual, as a set of individuals, where growth is more important to us and the focus for us rather than the struggle. So let me say that again. Growth becomes more valuable. Growth becomes the focus versus the struggle. See, when you sit with the struggle and you don't move past the struggle, then you stay. You remain because you're struggle minded. Everything, your context, your frame is struggle. So the picture you view the world from is a picture of struggle. But the difference between those who have led movements, when you look at the Malcolm X's and you look at the Martin Luthers and you look at the Rosa Parks and you look at the Cicely Tysons, they had a future perspective. They had dreams that they still pushed forward to versus the focus on the current pain. They were able to see that moment as a seed to a future. So they were able to continue. When we look at Black History Month, if there's nothing else that you can take from it, if there's nothing, no other seed you can pull from it, the one thing you can pull from it is continue. That one word, continue, regardless, keep going, because it's a journey and you're choosing to look forward. So, when we come to this, I had to put an affirmation around this, right? I couldn't help it. I had to. I had to put an affirmation around this. And here's the affirmation. Yes, I am grateful that today I choose as an act of my will to transition. Yes, I transition. Yes, I decree to my mind. Yes, I decree to my past. And yes, I decree to my present. I will keep moving forward every day in every way. Yes, I will move forward into my growth, move forward into my power, move into my place for this moment of my life journey with precision and focus. Yes, I am in motion. Yes, I choose to continue. I hope today that you will allow this thought to reside with you. Continue anyway. Allow growth to bridge you to your continuance and keep moving. If every time you look at a colleague who shares the pigmentation that I do, if every time you see a superstar celebrity and they're running a track and they're winning, they are dunking a basketball and they are scoring, they are singing or they are rapping and they are gleaning this attention, understand they are where they are and they will be where they will be because they have learned to continue. And all of us as humanity can learn this lesson to continue. Our humanity is beautiful. Every color of the rainbow that exists in pigmentation is beautiful. Every spectrum of gender that exists in humanity is beautiful because it is at the base core our humanity. My humanity is beautiful. Your humanity is beautiful. Our humanity is beautiful. Please, I'm going to ask you to tweet it. Let everybody know that regardless of what's going on, regardless of the pain, the adversity, the experience, the heart loss, the heartbreak, the despair, the defeat that we experience on this journey, the continuing on the journey is the power of the journey. We may not arrive, but there is growth in the transitioning from place to place, from lesson to lesson. It's about continue. Don't stop. Don't give up. Don't turn back. Keep moving forward. I'm going to bring that affirmation back to you again. Yes, I am grateful that today I choose as an act of my will to transition. Yes, I transition. Yes, I decree to my mind. Yes, I decree to my past. And yes, I decree to my present. I will keep moving forward every day in every way. Yes, I will move forward into my growth, move into my power, move into my place for this moment of my life journey with precision and focus. Yes, I am in motion. Now, let's go back and look at this quote one more time. Every defeat, every heartbreak, every loss contains its own individual seed, its own individual lesson on how to improve your performance next time. Are you looking for the seeds? Are you taking the lessons? Are you giving yourself the pause so that you can improve the next time? What's the next time? The next time is the next moment. The next time is right now. Right now is the next time. And oops, there's another second. There's the next time. So, how do you seize each moment? And how do you give yourself a consistent restart? You give yourself a consistent restart by simply taking a pause. Just take a breath, an inhale and an exhale, and note you're still breathing. You're still here. So if you're still here, then there's no reason why you can't be there. And allow yourself to have gratitude in that moment, in that space. Be grateful because, yes, you're here right now. Yes, you're going through an experience right now. This is your human experience of this journey called life. So if you've got here, here is what this moment is telling you. Yes, you can. You can. We can. I am, and we are right here, right now. And in the right here and the right now, there are seeds and lessons that we can be gleaning from this moment to help make tomorrow so much better than today. How do you want your tomorrow to look? What do you envisage for tomorrow? What do you dare to dream? What do you dare to dream for yourself and for your legacy? Each one of the leaders that we look to in the Black community, every word that they said when they discovered their purpose for being was a word that seeded a today and seeded a tomorrow where I am now, so many years later, able to pull from those words and inspire myself and inspire you. Because when they spoke not just in today, but they spoke into tomorrow. They spoke with tomorrow in mind, thinking about the next best. They spoke with legacy being a frame of their existence, understanding that if they created a picture, if they could leave a canvas with us, we could be inspired to create more art, to create more experiences that could then go on to hang on the walls of time to inspire others. What experience have you had that needs to be shared to hang on the wall of time to inspire others? I think you've got lots to share. And I want to inspire you today to think about allowing your experiences to be stories you share so that others can learn from the color of your experiences. All of it, not good, not bad, but just all that's fused to make you you. Let's allow the beauty that is us to keep radiating through because our humanity is beautiful. Your humanity is beautiful. My humanity is beautiful. And it's important that we continue. Thank you guys all so much for being with me today. I appreciate you in every way, all the time, and ask that you allow yourself the space to appreciate others and to keep doing this thing we call life with grace and with kindness. Please keep journeying on, and I will see you tomorrow.